Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate your time and your viewership. It means a lot. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about a fragrance by the company Dossier. This fragrance is called Musky Gaiac, and this is their fragrance version of Gaiac 10 by Le Labo. This is their inspiration. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on it and also let you know how close I think it is to the original, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin my fragrance review of Dossier's Musky Gaiac, and I tell you how close I think it is to Le Labo's Gaiac 10, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like fragrance reviews here on YouTube, but also top 10 videos, giveaways, unboxings, and more, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. All you have to do is click on that red button in the corner. It would mean so much to me. And of course, while you're at it, make sure to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. If you have a second, please give this video a thumbs up. It would greatly assist with the YouTube algorithm. So here is a company that I've known about for a few years now. I actually own a bunch of their fragrances. They have their own version of Tom Ford's Noir. They have their own version of Baccarat Rouge. They have their own version of Black Orchid by Tom Ford, Versace Eros, so on and so forth. And I actually own all of those, believe it or not. Now, this is a fragrance that is kind of woodsy, musky, and incensey, but there's still something about this fragrance that I think is appropriate for the hotter months, which is why I chose to review this fragrance for you in this month of June. So Gaiac 10 by Le Labo, apparently that's Justin Bieber's signature scent. I don't know how true that is, but it's a fragrance that it's woodsy, musky. It has Gaiac wood, but it has a little bit of olibanum, aka frankincense in here too, which has a lemony appeal, so it kind of freshens things up as well. And it's like the smell of freshly kissed skin if it's been kissed by incense. Now, if that makes sense to you, hopefully it does. If not, no worries. I'm gonna do my best to try to describe the way that this fragrance smells. Now, Gaiac 10 by Le Labo is actually a city exclusive to Tokyo. Whenever we're talking about Le Labo city exclusives, we're discussing fragrances that are worth twice as much as their standard line. So within their standard line, you'll find fragrances like Oud 27, Patchouli 24, Santal 33, Labdanum 18, so on and so forth. This one is $59. So $59 versus $300 is a pretty big price differential. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this fragrance, let you know how similar or how disparate it is from the original, but let's start things off with the presentation. So the first thing that I can say about this fragrance is it immediately reminds me of Gaiac 10 by Le Labo. All I had to do was smell it for a second and the memories are the same. I imagine myself standing inside the Le Labo boutique and it actually does smell very, very, very similar to Gaiac 10. Now, truth be told, I do have some city exclusives. I have Poivre 23, I have Aldehyde 44. I have a lot of city exclusives by Le Labo. I never purchased Gaiac 10. There was just something about it where there was always this immediate impulse to purchase one of the other ones. Like when I found out that Aldehyde 44 was being discontinued because their boutique in Texas was closing down, I said, I gotta buy this one, even though I was never really a fan of Aldehyde 44. But there's something about Gaiac 10 that I actually do enjoy. I find it to be very versatile. It has a bit of a casual vibe, a little incensey and musky, but musky in a clean way. So in terms of the incense that's used in here, it's not smoky at all. It is warm, it's a little resinous, it's a little lemony, it's a little green and earthy, but the musk really cleans things up. And it has this billowy quality about it without being powdery. Now, in terms of Dossier's alternative, it actually smells almost identical to Gaiac 10. And you know, that's something that is quite easy to achieve in some fragrances, more difficult to achieve in others. I think there are some fragrances on the market that have been done ad nauseum, you know, like how many Tuscan leather inspirations do we need? How many Baccarat Rouge 540 inspirations do we need? But it's nice to see that there is an inspiration of Gaiac 10, which is a fragrance that is a little bit more obscure, and it's one that doesn't seem to get the same spotlight that perhaps Rose 31 or Bergamot 22 or even Santal 33 get. So this fragrance I think is very well put together, very close to the original. And again, you know, just to highlight some of the notes, again, very simple note breakdown. Olibanum, Gaiac wood, cedarwood, and musks. I basically mentioned everything. And also they're very transparent in saying that the concentration is 20%, which does put it in eau de parfum territory. Now, of course, the eau de parfum, eau de toilette, eau de cologne labels vary from brand to brand, but the percentage is really where it's at, where it rests in terms of the concentration and the strength of the aromatic compound. So 20% is actually way above average when you look at a lot of designer fragrances. If you're in the know and you know just how low the concentration of some designer fragrances can be, all you have to do is look on the box and see what the percentage of alcohol is, and also the order of ingredients. It's usually water first, and then alcohol first, then aqua or water, and then you have parfum, right? But in any case, this is a very close iteration to Gaiac 10. Very satisfied with this acquisition. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, of course, this is not a unique fragrance because it is an inspiration of a more popular fragrance by, obviously, in this case, we're talking about Le Labo's Gaiac 10, and I own about 20 fragrances from the brand Le Labo, everything from Patchouli 24, Oud 27, Rose 31, Labdanum 18, just so many. The only ones that I don't have are like Vetiver 46 and maybe like 2 other city exclusives. But in any case, I personally really enjoyed this fragrance. I like Gaiac 10 a lot. The woodiness, that clean, sort of smooth, rich, balsamic quality in the base, that olibanum type incense that's used in here is very, very nice. So the overall smell is very pleasant. It's not dark or challenging or anything like that. Oh, Thé Noir 29 is another one that I don't own. Hopefully I'll be getting it soon. In terms of the longevity on this one, you're gonna get about 7 consistent hours of longevity. The projection for this fragrance was great for the first hour to hour and a half of application. It never radiated beyond an arm's length, but it also didn't start to sit closer to the skin until about that 5.5 hour mark. So the longevity and the performance on this one are great, right where they need to be, especially given the concentration and the price tag, which for this one I believe is $59 American. In terms of the versatility, any season, any occasion, perfectly unisex. It's an incredibly versatile fragrance. Anybody of any age can wear this one too. And in terms of the presentation, of course, you know, with Dossier, it is a little bit on the minimalist side. But my final verdict on this fragrance is if you are looking for what, in my opinion, is the closest inspiration to Gaiac 10, look no further than Musky Gaiac by Dossier. I think it's a solid alternative. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was my review of Musky Gaiac by Dossier. If you own or have tried this fragrance or Gaiac 10 by Le Labo, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe for future videos, and remember to enable notifications by clicking on the bell, and like this video if you liked it. It would mean a lot. Thanks again for watching. Love you all. We'll see you soon.